Hello, my dear students. A very warm welcome to all of you in Shri Jayendra Rank Zone. I am your friend and mentor for the subject Principles and Practices of Accounting. In this lecture, we'll continue with Chapter 2, that is Accounting Process, and we'll continue with Unit 6, that is Rectification of Error. All the forthcoming concepts will be covered in the coming series of lectures. This is lecture number 12. Let us continue. Okay. So the next concepts that we are going to discuss is rectification of error or detection of error after trial balance is prepared but before finalization of final accounts. Detection of error after we had prepared trial balance but before finalization of final accounts. In this kind of cases, the error can be rectified using suspense account. Let us read the text. The method of correction of error indicated so far is prepared when the error have been located before the end of accounting period. That means what? In the same year, we had prepared the trial balance, but the year end has not there. I mean, before the year end, we had detected the error somewhere here. I believe you understood. Error is detected over here. After the corrections in the trial balance, it will agree obviously. So sometimes the trial balance is artificially made to agree in spite of errors by opening what? Opening suspense account and putting the difference in the trial balance. The suspense account will be debited if the total of credit column in the trial balance exceeds the total of debit column. It will be credited in the other case also. One must note that the such agreement of the trial balance will not be real. Why? Because we have opened a temporary account known as suspense account. We need to finalize it. We need to rectify the error before we close it for the year. Efforts must be made to locate the errors. The rule of rectifying errors detected at this stage is very simple. Those errors for which the complete journal entries are not possible in the earlier stages of rectification, that is, before preparation of trial balance, can be rectified now by journal entry with the help of suspense account. For these error which gave a rise of suspense account in the trial balance, the rectification entry for other type of error, that is error affecting more than one account, in such a way that a complete journal entry is possible for the rectification using what? Using suspense account, can be rectified in the same way as we had done in earlier stages before finalization of trial balance. In a nutshell, it can be said that each and every error detected at this stage can only be corrected by a complete journal entry using suspense account. Those errors for which journal entries are not possible at the earlier stage will now be rectified, the difference or known as being taken care of by using suspense account. As I just told you, that those errors for which entries were possible even at a stage, even at this stage, that is the first stage, will now be rectified in the same way without using suspense account. So if you could use suspense account, great. If it is done without it, it's okay, right? So accordingly you can detect the error and you can rectify the error. Suppose the sales book for November 2050 is undercast by 100, that is fall short. As a consequence, the trial balance will not agree. The credit column of the trial balance will be 100 short and the suspense account will be credited by 100. To rectify the error, the sales account will be credited to increase the credit to the right figure, since now one error remains over there, the suspense account must be closed. It will be debiting suspense account. The entry will be as follows: suspense account debit, sales account credit, correction of error of undercasting the sales book for November 2015. My dear students, just see, suppose the sales book of November 2015 is undercast at 100. So sales is undercast by 100. We put an additional entry one sided, that is credit to sales account, and over here the suspense account is debited because there is no error in the debit side. I think it is cleared. Let us move ahead. See illustration 4. Just check out illustration 4. Correct the following errors without opening suspense account, opening a suspense account. So first we'll solve this question without opening a suspense account, and then we'll try to solve this question by opening a suspense account. A. The sales book has been total 100 short. The sales book is total 100 short. B. Goods worth 150 returned by Green and Company have not been recorded anywhere. I think you have read A and B both. So in case of A, what we are going to do, in case of A, as you can see, we don't need to open suspense account over here. So what we will do, in the credit side, we need to credit sales by 100. So what we will do in that case, just see it over here, that since sales book has been undercast by rupee 100, the sales account be similarly credited as rupee 100 short. Okay, just see the B1. Goods worth 150 returned by Green and Company have not been recorded anywhere. So we will record it now. We will record it now. To rectify this omission, the return inward, that is sales return account, is opened. So sales return account would be debited by 150 and Green and Company. Quite simple. Let's see the C point. Goods purchased worth 250 have been posted to the debit of supplier Gupta and Company. We have purchased the goods, so purchased account should be debited over here. As you can see, purchase account should be debited over here. But what we have done, that have been posted to the debit of supplier Gupta and Company. So by mistake we have debited Gupta and Company. As you can see it over here in C point, we need to debit purchase account 250. We need to debit purchase account 250 and we need to credit Gupta and Company. Instead of credited Gupta and Company, we had done debit Gupta and Company 250. So this is a mistake. Gupta and Company needs to be credited 250, but we have debited it. So now for rectification, we will do Gupta and Company and we will credit it by 500. Okay. Let's see the D1. Furniture purchased from Gulab Brothers 1000 has been entered in the purchase day book. We have purchased furniture from Gulab Brothers, so we need to purchase should be debited. Purchase should be debited in that case. What we have purchased? Furniture purchased. Okay, so purchase should not be debited. Furniture should be debited. Over here, students, just see that we have purchased furniture. So furniture should be debited. But we had entered in the purchase day book. So by mistake we have entered into purchase day book. So what we have done, we had written purchase account debit 1000. This is the wrong entry. This should be the correct entry. So how we will rectify? Now furniture should be debited. So furniture account debit 1000 and purchase should be credited. So to purchase account 1000. This entry could be rectified like this. See the D point over here, furniture account debited and purchase account credited. I think it makes sense to you. Let us see point number E. Discount received from red and black 15 rupees. Discount received, so it is an income, should be credited. Has not been entered in the discount column of the cash book. So this has not been entered in the discount column of the cash book. What we will do in that case? We will now record it into the discount column of the cash book. Red and black account debited to discount received. What is the amount? 15. Point number E. See it over here. Just read these 3 lines. Read these 3 lines and see it over here. Okay. Now we'll shift to F. Discount allowed to G. Mohan and Company, rupee 18 has not been entered in the discount column of cash book. We had allowed the discount, so discount needs to be debited by 18, but we have forgotten. The account of G. Mohan and Company has, however, been correctly posted. Okay, but we have correctly posted G. Mohan and Company. So as this is a one-sided error, what we need to do? We will debit discount allowed account by rupee 18. That's it. To rectify this error. I believe you understood. We have not opened suspense account for doing this part A of the question, that is part 1 of the question. And now we will be solving the same question using suspense account. But before that, let's see this point number F that we have done. In this case, the account of the customer have been correctly posted. The discount account has been debited by 18 short, since it has been omitted from the discount column and debit side of cash book. The discount account should now be debited as follows. Okay. Students, now we'll try to solve the same question used by opening a suspense account. Is it clear? Just read this point A again. The sales book has been totaled 100 short. So sales book is 100 short, so we will write 2 sales 100, but in debit nothing is there, so we will write what? We will write suspense. A is done. Now see this B part. Goods worth 150 returned by Green and Company have not been recorded anywhere. The same entry would be there. Return inward, that is sales return, account debited. The amount is 150 and 150 would be credited to Green and Company. I think it is clear. Let's see the C point now, that goods purchases 250 have been posted to debit of Gupta and Company. So Gupta and Company needs to be credited now. Gupta and Company needs to be credited now by double the amount over here. As you can just see, double the amount. So what we will do, A, B, C, I'm doing it over here. We will be crediting to Gupta and Company. Gupta and Company 500, and in debit, what we will write? We will write suspense account. Now we will do point number D. Let us read it now. Furniture purchased from Gulab and Brothers, that is 1000, has been entered in the purchase day book. So we have purchased furniture but entered in the purchase day book. So how we will rectify that? Furniture needs to be debited now and we will write purchase account. But we will credit what? Purchase account 1000. Just see it over here. Furniture account debited to purchase account. Let's see point number E. Discount received from red and black 15 has not been entered in the discount column of the cash book. So now we will debit that, simple. So red and black and over here we will write discount received. I think this point number E is clear. Let's give it a look. So it is discount allowed, discount received. Fine. Point number F. Discount allowed to G. Mohan and Company, that is $18, 18 rupees, has not been entered in the discount column of the cash book, but it has been correctly recorded in G. Mohan and Company. So because it is correctly recorded in G. Mohan and Company, what we will do? We will debit discount account, but in credit we will credit what? Suspense account. So discount account debit and suspense account to be credited. I believe it is fine. Now let's see, students, how many suspense account is there. In A we have suspense account debit 100. Over here in C we have suspense debit 500. And we are preparing suspense account over here. So you can see suspense account debit we have 100 and 500. Then over here suspense account in credit is 18. So suspense account credit is 18. This is balancing figure 582. This will go to by difference in trial balance. This 582 difference will go to difference in trial balance. So we have prepared suspense account also in this question. Just read the notes. One should know that the opening balance in suspense account will be equal to the difference in the trial balance. And second, if the question is silent as to whether suspense account has been opened, the student should make his assumption, state it clearly, and then proceed. Okay? Okay, so we will start with illustration 5 now. Correct the following errors found in the books of Mr. Dutt. The trial balance was out by 493. That is excess credit. We'll try to rectify that. The difference has been posted to suspense account. Read point number A. An amount of rupee 100 was received from D. Das on 31st December 2015 but has been omitted to enter in the cash book. As you can see, it is omitted to enter in the cash book. So now we will enter it. There is no problem. So we will write cash account debited to D. Das by 100 rupees. Come to B. The total of return inward book. Return inward is sales return for the month of December has been cast 100 short. 100 short. No issues. We will write sales return account debit. Sales return account debit. And in credit we will write suspense account. We'll write suspense account. Let's start with the C point. The purchase of office table costing 300 rupees had been passed through purchase day book. You had purchased office table of 300 but passed through where? Purchase day book. So instead of debiting furniture, we have debit purchase account. So we will rectify that. We will be debiting furniture account and we will be crediting purchase account. Let's come to point number D now. A purchase of 67 has been posted to trade payables account as 60. You had done a purchase. Of 67 but has been posted to trade payables account as 60. So over here you can see the error is of 7. The error is of 7, that is 67 minus 60. So if you will purchase, if you done the credit purchase, the trade payable needs to be credited by 67, but instead of 67 we had credited trade payable by 60. So again the trade payables need to be credited by 7. So in the debit, we will write expense account debited 7. To trade payable 7. I hope it is clear. Let's see the F point. A check of 200 received from PC Joshi, dishonored and passed to the debit of allowance account. A check of 200 received from PC Joshi, but we have made an error. Then dishonored. So PC Joshi will become debtor again because it is dishonored. So PC account debited and was passed through debit of allowance account. By mistake we have debited the allowance. So we will credit the allowance now by 200. I think it is clear. Let's complete point number D now. I think we have missed it. 375 paid for wages for workmen for making showcases, now being charged to wages account. So basically, showcases, that means furniture. So furniture needs to be debited in that case. Furniture account should be debited, but by mistake we have debited wages. So we will credit the wages. And what is the amount? 375. 375 on the both side. Is it clear? I believe it is clear now. Let's see the G point. See the G point now. 1,000 paid for the purchase of motorcycle for Mr. Dutt has been charged to miscellaneous expenses account. Over here, as you can see, dear students, this question relates to Mr. Dutt. So Mr. Dutt is the owner. He is the owner of the business. He is using 1,000 rupees for personal expenses. So the entry would be drawings account debited 1,000. But by mistake we have debited what? Miscellaneous expenses. So we will credit miscellaneous expenses over here. That is 1,000. Let's see point number H. Goods amounted to 100 rupees has been returned by a customer. That means it is a sale return. Return by a customer means sale return. Were taken to inventory but no entry in respect of made in the books. No entry is made in the book, so we will make entry. This is error of omission. Error of omission. How we will rectify that? We will write sale return account debit 100 to debtor account 100. H point is clear, I believe. Let's see the I point. A sale of 200 rupees to Singh and Company. This is a sale to Singh and Company was wrongly credited to their account. Credited to their account means credited to Singh and Company account. So in the credit, by mistake we have credited Singh and Company. Entry was made correctly in the sales book. That means in sales we have credited it, but in Singh and Company also we have credited it. So we need to debit Singh and Company over here. Singh and Company needs to be debited. So originally we had debited Singh and Company by 200, and for the rectification that we have credited him wrongly, we need to debit again 200. So Singh and Company needs to be debited by 400, and in credit what will come? Suspense account 400. I think it is clear. Okay. Let's see the answers once again. An amount of 100 cash to Das Just see it over here, cash to Das, sale return to suspense. Over here we had treated showpiece as something. By mistake of this the debited. Okay, fine. So being the rectification of mistake by which the purchase of furniture was entered in the purchase book, and hence we have rectified by debiting the furniture and crediting the purchase book. This is the showcase example. Showcases we are treated as wages, but instead this is not wages, this is wages for furniture. So furniture will be debited, capital asset. 60 minus 67 minus 60, 7. So suspense is corrected, and PC Joshi. Motorcycle example, drawing account, return inward, sales return, Singh and Company. This is, we have done it just right now. Let's correct it by using suspense account. Where we have used a suspense, just see it over here. We have credited suspense by 100, debited it by 7. So credit 100, debit 7. Let us check it one more time. Over here, suspense, credit 400. Credit 400. 400 plus 100, 500 will be taken to the debit side, and this would be balancing figure. This is the difference in trial balance. I hope you are clear. This is the difference in trial balance. Let us continue with illustration 8 now. Let us start with illustration 8 now. Illustration 6 now. Let us start with illustration 6 now. The following errors affecting the account for the year 2015 were detected in the books of Jain Brothers, Delhi. Number 1. Sale of old furniture, that is 150, treated as sales of good. You had sold furniture but treated as sales of good. Furniture sold and treated as sales of good. So furniture is sold. That means furniture needs to be credited. But by mistake we have credited what? Sales account. So sales account will be debited over here and furniture account will be credited over here. Sales account will be debited and furniture will be credited for rectification purpose. This is the first one. I believe it is clear. Let's see the second one. Receipt of 500 from Ram Mohan credited to Shyam Sundar. We have received 500 from Ram Mohan but credited to Shyam Sundar. So we will debit Shyam Sundar now. We will debit Shyam Sundar now and we will credit what? Ram Mohan. Ram Mohan. Let's start with the third one. Goods worth 100 brought from Mohan Narayan have remained unrecorded so far. Error of omission. So we will record it now. We have purchased the goods from Mohan Narayan. The entry would be purchase account debit to Mohan Narayan. I believe all of you are clear till here. Let's see the fourth entry. A return of 120 from Mukesh posted to his debit. Fourth one, you should understand over here, it is a sale return case. We have debited Mukesh by mistake. That is 120, but we need to credit it. What we will do now, this is a wrong entry. So we need to credit it. So we will credit Mukesh by 120 plus this older 120, that is 240. Journal entry can't be passed in this case. Fourth case, journal entry can't be passed because this is a one-sided error. Only debit side there is an error, credit is fine. So we will rectify it in this manner. Fifth, a return of 90 to Shyam Sundar posted as 9 in his account. This is also the similar case. This is a return of 90 to Shyam Sundar. This is purchase return posted as rupee 9 in his account. That means what? We need to debit Shyam Sundar's account by 81. Point number 5. Debit Shyam Sundar by rupee 81. 90 minus 9. Let's see the sixth one now. Rent of proprietor resident 600 debited to rent account. Rent we have debited to rent account. This is proprietor's rent. This is drawing. Double-sided error. Drawing is a error. Rent is a error. Let us rectify. So we should debit what? We should debit drawings account. But instead of drawings we have debited rent. So now we will credit rent account. What is the amount? 600. Let's come to the seventh one. A payment of 215 to Muhammad Sadiq posted to his credit as 125. We had made a payment of 215 to Muhammad Sadiq, but we have posted to his credit, that is 125. Over here, you can understand, students, that a payment of 215 to Muhammad Sadiq posted to his credit. So over here the entry is, you are making the payment to Muhammad Sadiq. So Muhammad Sadiq account will be debited by 215 to bank, but instead of debiting it you had credited 125. So we need to again debit 125. So debit Muhammad Sadiq by 340. Bank is actually correct, so we are not making any entry in that. So this is a single-sided error. Let's see point number 8 now. Sales book added 900. Sales book added 900 short. The total of sales book is 900 short. So what we will do? If it is less, we will credit the sales by 900. Point number 8, we will credit the sales account by rupee 900. Let's see the last one, that is ninth point. The total of bills receivable book rupee 1500 less unposted, left unposted. It is unposted. No issues. We will try to rectify that. So it is bills receivable. Bills receivable needs to be debited. So what we will do? We will debit the bills receivable account by 1500 because it is unposted. I believe you are clear. Let's see the rectifications over here now. Sales to furniture, Shyam Sundar to Ram Mohan, purchases account to Mohan, drawings to rent. And these are the single-sided error, that is single account. Credit Mohan by 250, debit Shyam Sundar 81, debit Muhammad Sadiq 340, sales credit 900 and bills receivable debit 1500. Effect of the errors on trial balance. It is set off, so no effect. Over here also no effect, and over here just see it properly. We'll start with illustration 7 now. We'll begin with illustration 7 now. Let us check it out. Write out the journal entries to rectify the following errors using suspense account. Okay, we need to use what? Suspense account. First, goods of the value 100 returned by Mr. Sharma were entered in the sales day book and posted therefrom to the credit of his account. As you can see it over here, that goods of the value 100 returned by Mr. Sharma. It is sales return, so sales return needs to be debited and Mr. Sharma should be credited. Were entered in the sales day book, that means they had credited the sales account over here and posted therefrom to the credit of his account. So needs to be credited and they had also credited, so this is fine. The correct entry would be, by mistake we have credited the sale, so now we will debit the sale. Sales account needs to be debited and sale return account needs to be debited, and over here suspense account on the credit side, 100 100 200. Let's see point number 2. An amount of 150 entered in the sales return book has been posted to the debit of Philip, who returned the goods. Over here in this question, we have wrongly made entry in the debit of Mr. Philip by 150. So we will credit Mr. Philip by 150 now. Mr. Philip credit 150 plus the wrong entry that they have made in the debit. So again it would be 150. This is 150 to 150, 300. On in the debit side it would be suspense. I think it is clear. Let's see the third question now, third point now. A sale of rupee 200 made to Mr. Ghanshyam was correctly entered in the sales day book but wrongly posted to debit of Mr. Radhesham as 20. As you can see in this question, that we should debit Ghanshyam by 200. Ghanshyam account debit 200, but we have not done it. What we have done it is, we have debited Radhesham by 20. So we will credit Radhesham now. This error is rectified and over here it will come to suspense account 180. Let's see the fourth one. Bad debt totaled aggregating 450 was written off during the year in the sales ledger but were not adjusted in the general ledger. So bad debt is not rectified in the general ledger. So we will do right now. Bad debt account debit to suspense account 450 on both the sides. I hope you are clear. Let's see the fifth one. The total of discount allowed column in the cash book for the month of September amounting to 250 was not posted. The total is not posted, so we will post it now. Discount allowed account debit to suspense account. What is the amount? 250. I think it is clear. Let us see the corrections now. Mr. Ghanshyam debit 200, Radhesham credit, and this is 180. Suspense. Bad debt to suspense 450. Discount to suspense 250. Shall we move ahead now? Shall we move ahead? Let us see the next question, and it talks about practice question 1. A merchant, while balancing his books of accounts, notices that the trial balance did not tally. It showed excess credit of 1700. He placed the difference to suspense account and subsequently he noticed the following errors. What are the errors he noticed over here is A. Goods bought from Narayan for rupee 5000 were posted to the credit of Narayan account as 5500. I believe you understood. Let us write the answers in detail with me. Goods bought from Narayan are posted to credit of his account as 5500 instead of 5000. So you had understood the error of 500 over here. Here it is correct to credit Narayan account, but the mistake is extra credit of 500. This is one-sided error as posting to purchase account is correctly made. So the rectification entry will affect the suspense account. We need to pass a reverse journal entry and it will be done. This needs to be reversed by the following rectification entry. Narayan account debit 500 and suspense account credit 500. Understood? Let us go to point number B now. An item of 750 entered in the sales return book was posted to the debit of Pandey who had returned the goods. So it's a sales return case, but we have debited in the Pandey's personal account. B. Right, goods supplied by business to Pandey were returned back by him. It should have appeared on the credit side of his account. For the rectification purpose, we will need to credit Pandey account with double the amount, that is rupee 1500. How? 750 plus 750. 750 to cancel the wrong debit, and another 750 is to give effect for the correct side. The second effect will go to suspense account. The correction entry will be suspense account debit to Pandey account, and this would be 1500. I think it is clear. I think it is clear. Let's continue. See the C part. Sundry items of furniture sold for 26,000 entered in the sales book. We sold the furniture and entered in the sales book. So it is an error, obviously. Let's write the rectification now. Sale of furniture. Sale of furniture was recorded in sales book. We should understand what's wrong here. We should remember that sale book records sale of goods only, and that is credit sale and nothing else. Sale of furniture will appear in either cash book if sold for cash, or journal proper if sold for credit. This we have discussed it before also. Hence, we can say that hence wrong credit to sales account must be removed, and credit should be given to furniture account. Credit should be given to furniture account. My dear students, it's important here to note that this rectification entry will not affect the suspense account. Just write the correct entry with me. The correct entry is sales account debit. What is the amount? 26,000. Sales account debit 26,000 and furniture account will be credited by 26,000. The fourth, that is the D, discount of 300 from the credited has been duly entered in the creditor's account but not posted in the discount account. This is discount received because creditors gives us discount and we receive discount. Okay, 300. Just pass the rectification entry over here. It is quite simple. To discount received. To discount received account 300, and in the debit side this would be nothing but suspense account. Suspense account. Is it okay till here? So students will keep this lecture till here only. We'll continue in the forthcoming lecture with the new concepts. Thank you very much.